Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Removing the Liberal Blindfold for this Thursday, the 11th day of April in the year of our Lord 2019. It has been a while since we've had leadership like we have now, and the deep state, the liberal Democrats, and the media all hate it. Oh, yeah, I left out Hollywood too. But Mike Pence just showed the UN what leadership looks like by telling the ambassador of Venezuela that he shouldn't even be there. From Fox News Network, LLC, comes this one. Vice President Pence called out Venezuela's United Nations ambassador to his face while addressing the body's Security Council on Wednesday, a speech he used to declare it's time for Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro to step down. With all due respect, Mr. Ambassador, you shouldn't be here, he said, looking directly at the representative Samuel Moncada, who was in the room. You should return to Venezuela and tell Nicolas Maduro that his time is up. It's time for him to go. Moncada looked up from his phone and shook his head at Pence's remarks. Pence urged the Security Council to act to end the Maduro regime and recognize interim President Juan Guaido. He said it's time for the UN to seat Guaido's representative at the UN and expel the current representative. Now it's time for the United Nations to act and for the world to stand with the people of Venezuela as they march for freedom, Pence said. He also announced the U.S. will be providing nearly $61 million to humanitarian assistance, in addition to the $213 million that the State Department says it has already provided to Venezuelan refugees living in nearby countries, as well as $43 million in development and economic assistance. The U.S. has also increased sanctions to the country to pressure the government to hand over power to opposition leaders who are largely supported by the country's population. But, as usual, he faced immediate opposition from Russian Ambassador Vasily Nebensia, who said the United States has artificially provoked a crisis in this country in order to overthrow a legitimately elected leader and replace him with their own pawn. Russia, Iran, China, and Cuba are among the countries that have backed Maduro, while most Latin American countries have recognized Guaido. The back and forth came amid bleak news for the Latin American country gripped by an escalating humanitarian crisis. UN humanitarian chief Mark Lowcock said the crisis has worsened and that 25% of the population need humanitarian aid. He urged the UN to make a distinction between the political and humanitarian questions and amp up efforts to provide humanitarian relief. After the Security Council meeting, Pence told reporters that he believed that the momentum is on the side of the U.S. position. We really do believe that freedom has a momentum now, and then it's time for this body, this historic institution, to step forward and give voice to the momentum, and we're going to be reaching out to nations across the world to join us, he said. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks. The Democrats and many of the Republicans have done so much damage to this country and the world, for that matter, that when we finally get leaders who will stand up and say what should be said, they are called down for their audacity to put to rest, so to speak. But they on the left and a lot of the world today, because of liberal policies, cannot handle it when real leaders come out and stand up for what they say and mean. It's time. It's the same with the ones that I talked about yesterday, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Tommy Lahren, and others that have left that has the left and many in the world reeling like they were just slapped with a roundhouse punch. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, but he did and should. It's time that the rogues of the United States, the UN, and around the world sat up and took notice. Laws are again being enforced. But for how long? With the revelations that have come out now about Clinton and the felonies that she committed while running for president, and since, if she isn't put in prison for the things that she and everyone else like Huma Abedin and others who participated in it all, when the laws of this nation, then the laws of this nation will be effectively bashed, and they will no longer mean anything. That is the trouble this nation has coming. So it is a breath of fresh air when one of our leaders says what should be said. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We are here to push the facts that the liberal, lying, lamestream media leaves out. Facts that change the story from what is right to what the left wants, which is never right anymore. Truth, justice, and the American way are the things that will help keep this country a great country, and a good one too. God bless America. God bless our troops. And as always, we will not be ruled. Have a safe and blessed day.